Okay, I think I am streaming now. Now all people can see is my stupid fucking face.
Just have your cute little face on with a background of Metaphor.
I'm gonna have your fucking cute face in the background while I'm playing Metaphor.
No. Don't do that.
Okay. Let's see. We got a website here. Beautiful.
I see you setting it up right now. That's awesome.
Hey man, fuck you. All right.
That's hot. That's hot.
No.
I'll delete the other one while you do that.
Yeah, if you could. Beautiful, thank you. Now people get to see the fucking magic.
Yeah, the magic of the stream not fucking working.
There I am.
Yeah.
Where do I want me? I'll have me like right. Blow me up a little bit. There we go. Okay. There we go.
Oh shit, the OBS Infinity.
Yes, sir.
Bro, going crazy.
I haven't updated it in fucking a while.
Yeah, because you are it's like last minute with you. We want to apologize to those that are watching.
Why would I apologize to the fucking fans?
Super fucking scuffed stream, dude.
Yeah.
Let's just jump into it, bro. So what are we talking about today, JJ? It's in the title. Also, real quick, press F11 on your fucking when you're on the Chrome, press F11. So it could be full screen.
Ah, yeah, there it is. Yeah, you know, IT support and all that. Fucking great. We're talking about Metaphor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wahoo!
Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh.
I am just so flabbergasted with how long it took us to do. We're professionals. We do this all the time.
Yeah, it's because Peter forgot to pay his internet bill. He didn't want me to.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't fucking know, dude. I really don't. My internet. I don't like. I can't even get I can't even like get calls to this house. It's actually really bad. Yeah, it's like,
what do you have?
Awful. I have T-Mobile
as your internet provider.
As my phone provider, but then my internet provider Xfinity. And I mean, I've streamed before from this house and it's never been a problem.
Yeah, I have Xfinity too, so I don't know.
Maybe I just needed to reboot my computer or something, but that's just going to take that's going to take much longer than JJ just resetting the stream on his end.
So instead of seeing Peter's ugly fucking face.
Yeah, we're just going to hear my ugly fucking voice while you look at JJ's beautiful mug.
Let me just make sure they can hear you. Hold on, because I didn't check that. Oh, yeah. They can hear your ugly fucking voice.
Yeah. I saw the OBS, dude. I saw the OBS on your fucking...
yeah. Everyone saw the tutorial. Like, I look so fucking stupid all the time. My face is the worst.
It's okay. If you look back on the streams, your face shows up a lot on a lot of the streams just based on what I do.
Wait, what? You show my face? I told you not to do that. What the fuck?
Yeah, sorry, Cry, you fucking dumb motherfucker.
So
JJ, we're talking about Metaphor. You have how many hours in this game already?
Since last night, 24.
Damn, 24 hours. You want to know how many hours I got?
Well, what, like 2?
10 hours.
Oh, 10. Oh, okay. You're a lot further than I thought you were.
It's not really that far. It's technically the first dungeon still. So it's not that far.
What part are you at?
The cathedral. The cathedral.
Okay, so the underground cathedral, that's where you're at?
I'm at the top. I'm at the tippy top. I was just about to fight Zorba.
Oh wow. So you're basically done then once you beat him.
Yeah, once I beat him, I'm all set. I'm level 16 on every character, and before this stream, the reason why I didn't take a shit was because I was like running around using my mage archetype, and just level like
dude,
restoring all of
you're
my
using
MP.
you're using mage too. I'm also using mage.
Just to restore the MP, bro. Like,
yeah.
I was like, I had to like leave the dungeon, sleep a day,
Yeah.
and I was like, no, there's gotta be a fucking better way to do this.
Mm-hmm.
And I look it up, and I'm like, oh, gosh, I just used the mage archetype. I felt like I had to like get it special, but I guess it comes with the bitch who does the Brigida.
Yeah.
Brigida, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, JJ, as an expert metaphor player, and I'm a novice since you're calling this the 10-hour tutorial that I'm in.
No, I would
what
say.
What are your quick thoughts, real quick? What are your quick thoughts?
Once you're out of that like first like battle, I guess with the first human, like that's when like, well, no, there's still kind of tutorial stuff here and there in the.
No, that I
dungeon.
fucking hated the underground fucking mines, dude. I saw that on a stream and I was like, I'm gonna fucking hate that part, and I did.
What difficulty are you playing on?
Low, normal.
Me too. I'm surprisingly finding it really easy. Maybe that's because like I played Persona this year, so the game is. We'll get into it. The game is similar to Persona. To say
dude,
the least.
it's actually kind of crazy how similar it is to Persona 5.
Yeah.
But like you said, we'll get into that. I want to first, before we bring up our thoughts, I shouldn't have asked you because fuck you. I should have brought up, the objective things we're seeing for the game.
Mm-hmm.
Number one, it sold 1 million copies in its first 24 hours, or was it 10 million?
I don't know actually.
I believe it was either one of those two because it is Atlus's most profitable game. It's like not profitable, but it sold the most copies in a single day. Like the most, like it's their top game.
Let's see.
Copies sold
over 1 million.
Yeah, over 1 million in its first day. So that beat everything that even like Persona 3, because that took a week for Persona 3 to hit 1 million.
Mm-hmm.
It took Metaphor a day.
Yeah.
So you could already tell just based off of that shit.
I think those early reviews really did help because I was like, I don't know, should I like? I think I knew I was gonna definitely get it.
You would be like at the beginning of the year when we heard about this game, like when they showcased it last year, we were both like, "This looks really cool. It sucks, no one's gonna play it."
Mm-hmm.
Now everybody's fucking playing it, and the reviews are bonkers, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm looking at the reviews right now on OpenCritic.
Yeah,
92 overall, 99% recommended.
Mm-hmm.
IGN 9 out of 10, PC Gamer 95 out of 100.
Mm-hmm.
Eurogamer 5 out of 5. Yo, everybody and their mom is playing this game. Let's see what this is at on Metacritic right now.
Mm-hmm.
Metacritic.
It's a Metacritic must play according to the website.
Oh shit! It's a Metacritic must play
already, dude. Like,
and it comes off. It's a 94, which I don't know if that's the highest this year.
That's crazy.
Is there like a way for me to see that? Games home. Best games on right now. It is tied with Elden Ring and Astrobot.
That's crazy. That's such a crazy. Metaphor and Elden Ring, yeah, but like Astrobot, that's crazy. Just like,
well, because like let's be completely real. Like the games that are gonna be hype right now are the ones coming out right now. Because yes, Metaphor is what we're gonna talk about today, but we cannot forget Dragon Ball Sparkling Zero. That game,
true,
is going fucking bananas. Everybody loves that game too.
Yeah.
We're gonna focus on Metaphor today, and kind of talk to y'all about our opinion. Dude, Final Fantasy VII came out this year.
Fuck that game. I haven't played it. You know me. If anyone has got on these streams, you know how much I fucking hate the remakes of Final Fantasy VII.
You're goofy. You're goofy.
I'm biased.
You're
biased.
You're goofy for that one, my friend.
It's so crazy. It's. I'm not alone. But like, it's so funny how we were talking about this when we were texting back and forth about the game. We were just like, It's funny how Atlus is just like, yeah, our game is turn-based. Get the fuck out of here. Where like beta fucking Atlus is like, turn-based,
Square Enix.
turn-based is fucking turn-based is fucking old-fashioned. We need to make action RPGs now. It's like, fuck you. You should have stick to your fucking guns.
You know what's crazy about this year though with Atlus?
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna have at the very least 2.
Yeah,
at most
with
2
Persona Reloaded and this.
With 2 Game of the Years right here. But
it's kind of a genius lineup because you get people into Persona 3 that maybe haven't even played Persona 5 before. You get them into the Reloaded, and it's like, oh shit, they're coming out with another game. Is this similar to Persona 3 Reloaded? Oh fuck,
no,
maybe I'll pick that up.
It's not. It's like
it's not
better in every way.
Dude, it's like it's like I hear reviewers say it, and I haven't gone back to play Persona 5 in a while after this. Maybe I'll do it, and they're just like, dude, it's like night and day. It's almost like, damn, Metaphor really does improve on everything that like Persona 5 did, which is like a crazy statement because you and I, we went on stream, did our like top video games of all time, and I think both of ours were Persona 5 at the very tippy top. But I mean, I haven't finished Metaphor yet, but dude, I am obsessed with this game. Absolutely obsessed.
Here's the thing with these Atlus games, man. They draw you the fuck in, and that's what it was with Persona. That's why it's like one of my favorite games of all time. Because it was a really good time to play it during the pandemic when you were literally talking to no one. And 2, like, it's solid in every aspect of the game: story, social links, and the regular turn-based gameplay.
Yeah.
And they do so much of, because playing Metaphor is like bringing back Persona 5 in my brain. Because if there's one thing I hate about Persona 3 Reloaded, it's their fucking like the quote unquote like levels of Tartarus. You know, that shit blows.
Yeah,
I fucking hate that.
I like Tartarus.
Tartarus, it sucks compared to dungeons.
I like, Persona, yeah. I mean, I like
Persona
the freedom that Tartarus gives you. You know, it's like you do as many levels as you think you can do. You know, and it's a different way of doing dungeons. So I like it. I know it is annoying at points. It's like if you're there for more than 5 minutes and you haven't picked up every item. Oh my god, is that the motherfucking Grim Reaper? And it's so
yeah, but then he becomes like a fucking wash when you're over leveled and you have fucking Satan and Hella.
Yeah.
So like it's goofy, but Metaphor, I've only played 10 hours, and I can already tell the level of balance and like and how much like the game is like. Yeah, it could be easy. You know, like I over leveled a lot because I did one of the side quests before I did the main dungeon. So I got good gear and I leveled up my characters a lot faster.
Yeah.
But then I go into the main dungeon, and the first like 5 levels of the dungeon, I'm just killing everything in one shot because you can just beat them in the overworld.
Yeah.
So I don't even have to do any of that bullshit of fucking.
I will say once you get further in, I will say the side quests are an absolute must. Like absolute like. You have to do them because even when you get to a certain area in the game, and basically, that's where more side quests open up. You can explore the world more, and then basically you unlock like a fast travel. So you could go back and forth between the big 2 areas and stuff, and do a bunch of side quests. I did a bunch. Like I spent like literally 4 or 5 hours just doing side quests, and even still that dungeon was like kind of of a rough ride. So that's what I like about it, because a lot of these games you just do like, there's the meme, you do a bunch of side quests before you do the main quest, and it's like, here's this awesome sword, oh I already locked this super sweet staff. And it's like, oh okay, so you're gonna just fucking blow through this dungeon. Okay, in this case that is not the case at all. It's like you gotta lock the fuck in when you're in the dungeons. Like literally I was like, you know how you go to the save rooms, like usually for me when I play Persona, I'll just be like, all right, I'll just leave for the day and stuff like that, because I like to give myself enough time, like a 6-day period, to make sure I'm able to complete the dungeon to its fullest, explore all the items and stuff like that. So once I get to a safe room, I'm like, I think I'm good for continuing on the next day. But I did the mistake of being like, no, I could go one more. And dude, I was like, my MP was so fucking low. Once I saw that save room, I was like, never fucking again. Never fucking again. Am I gonna try to do it 2 times? Never the fuck again.
Yeah, you can't like beat these dungeons in one go.
You can't.
Dude. It's like, it's so hard.
You can't be overconfident, because that was my fuck up. I was like, oh, this dungeon isn't shit. I'm just gonna keep going. And then once I kept going, I'm like, oh fuck, oh shit, oh my god, all my healing items, fuck.
Yeah, dude, you were like telling me before you fight the first boss, make sure you've got as much fucking healing, as much fucking like, you know. And like I fight the first boss in the mine, and I was like, oh, that was really easy. JJ's like kind of over exaggerated.
What, the dragon? You mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I wasn't
the dragon's not too hard.
But
if you have
going inside the fucking cathedral, dude, that shit is difficult. Like I still am like trying to figure out what like the best
I want to know
the best setup would be.
Yeah, I wanted to know the maniacs that go into dungeons without buying intel, because once intel is there, I'm like, buy it. What are their weaknesses? Got it. I'm just gonna focus on getting those items.
Yeah, like, dude, that intel
dead ass. So I want to know the fucking maniacs that are just like, you know what? I'm gonna go in this blind. Fuck that. Absolutely fuck that.
Yeah, no, you can't. And if like you don't get the intel, I mean, like the internet's not there too. So like,
I mean that is true too. But
you can save your money,
dude. I've been saving my money. I'm like, I got bank. I got like. I don't like to spend a lot when I'm first starting out, so that way when I'm like past like the tutorial phase, I have like a shit ton of money, whereas like if there's a quest like, hey, can you give me 5,000 fucking quid or whatever the fuck it is, I'll just be like, oh yeah, sure, whatever, and I don't have to sweat about it. Selling a lot of shit, I mean that's every JRPG ever. It's just like, cool, I got this item that's underpowered, I'm gonna sell this for a bunch of money.
Yeah. But dude, I don't know, but you know what, this game is
it's so good. Like the combat is so fluid and quick. It's, oh my god, it's so perfect. And like I love the fact for lower level, because you know the constant complaint about turn-based is like, fucking I bump into an enemy and every fucking time I gotta go through the turn-based thing. This game eliminates that, being like, listen, if you're a higher level than these guys, you can just take them the fuck out immediately.
That's instant. You get that ability.
Yeah. Persona 5, they can still do damage to you. They can fuck you up if you're not careful. But yeah, that's why I think for like the overworld weapon, the mage weapon is the best, because it just does like a area attack. It's good for weak enemies. For heavier enemies, it's a little rough. You definitely got to sneak behind before you do anything.
It sucks. It's not rough. It's bad.
Yeah.
I just like, I was like, yeah, let me just use it on this enemy real quick, and it wasn't like, its crit rate wasn't going down.
Yeah, unless if you have a weakness already of theirs that has been analyzed, it's not going to do shit.
Yeah, it's not worth doing.
Yeah. But that's funny, we both did Mage. Mage is so good. I'm finally on the second phase of Mage and have been trying to level that up.
So explain to me about that real quick, because I see that it goes up to level 20.
Sure.
Archetype,
so,
but I guess they go higher than that.
Once you go to a level 20 archetype, then you're able to unlock the next tier. As long as you have like the currency they use. I forget there's different currency. There's money and the mag. Yeah, mag. At a certain amount of mag. Most of the time, you will also need to check your bonds with a certain someone. So, for example, for like the wizard, or I think you're a mage at this point. Yeah, mage. The next level is wizard, and you have to increase your bond with the fairy character. And once you increase your bond, then you can unlock it. So, usually, if you hover over it, it'll tell you like the requirements.
It does.
Yeah. But yeah, I've just been a lot. The number one thing you gotta do, you have to do, because it is such, like, I'm so glad I did it first thing, is with the character Moore, if you upgrade the healer all the way to 10 to level 10, then you're able to get into archetypes from the main menu, like assign people shit.
Oh,
so like that
God,
is such
so nice.
a life changer. Instead of coming out of the dungeon, you can just press triangle and then you can just assign whatever you want. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I hated that. I mean, I'd like to, because like more just reminds me of Igor. It's like just versions of the Velvet Room and everything. Just in the event that anyone in this chat gives a shit, I will 100% be comparing everything about this game to Persona 5.
I mean, it is Persona, but fantasy. But it's also it is and it isn't, right? Because combat's very similar. It's an ATLUS game, so it has a kind of similar art style and stuff like that. But that's not a bad thing. It's like it's like when people say Dune is the Lord of the Rings of sci-fi. It's like that's not a bad thing.
Yeah, no, that isn't a bad thing.
Yeah.
I think in terms of like that, the archetypes and everything, I think they are so much like now that they're cooler than
I think
Personas,
they require
it's very different. They're so different, and I like what I like about them.
Which is
it's not the same as Persona.
Yeah, exactly what you were saying. It's not the same, which is good. Because like with Persona, you got to really think out what personas you want, to level up, what personas you want to mix up and stuff like that. Whereas this one is just like, all right, here are a bunch of archetypes and everything is in front of you. Like it lays out all the attacks and stuff you're going to get when you level up this character. Whereas like with Persona, you really got to like, you almost have to do research to like be like, okay, what kind of strategy do I want here?
Yeah.
Which is annoying sometimes because in Persona, the main character can switch on a dime in battle, like what persona they want to be. In this, you don't do that. So like, for example, I was like, one of my characters, Huckleberry, the elf lady. She's a knight, and one of the characters,
Huckleberg,
one of the enemies is counterattacks anytime you try to pierce them, which she has like a lance, so she pierces enemies. So like she's completely useless. So really I have like 3 characters that can actually do battle, and she's just healing. And I'm like, oh my god, the amount of anxiety I fucking have.
that first quest you could do with the goblins.
Yes, yeah.
I was like, oh, let me kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Let me level up my healer and also complete this dungeon.
Yeah.
You can't use healers in that dungeon.
No. Nope.
Because if you do, it'll cause the goblins to frenzy.
And you can't, I believe you can't be mage either, because your staff just flies right the fuck off. And that was my main one. I was like, fuck.
I was like, god damn it, I want to level up the fucking I want to level up the fucking character so I can fucking do the thing. But it's like it's good. It's making you kind of play around with all the different archetypes.
Yeah, it literally forces
you about strategy and some people might think, oh, it's forcing me to use a specific archetype.
But that's the point, because you may find a new favorite archetype.
Yeah, because at that point, you've gotten at least a good chunk of them. Not all of them, obviously, but you've gotten a few that you can kind of play around with and learn. Like, I got the merchant one, and I'm like, what the fuck am I going to use that
Yeah. That one's important. It's important.
I have yet to use it. I don't know when I'll use it.
It's important in a later on dungeon. Do you want me to say, or do you want to just go in blind?
Nah, go. Okay. This is impressions. Let's not get too spoiled.
Okay.
Let's stay within the first 10 hours.
I just fucking love this game. Like, it's so... Like what I was saying before, like the combat is just so fluid and just so snappy and fun, It's like, how like From Software is always hailed as like, oh, greatest action RPGs ever created. ATLUS is definitely there for me. We're like greatest JRPGs, like hands down, like no questions asked. Very few, if any, duds. Like they are just a great fucking studio. I am still afraid to do a Shin Megami Tensei game, because those are fucking hard. Like I tried playing Nocturne for a little bit. I was like, this is gonna make me cry. This is gonna make me cry.
Well, dude, you're playing the hardest one. You're playing what is considered the hardest.
Because I got a big ego. Because I've been around the block. I've played JRPGs before. They're my bread and butter. I'm like, I'm gonna fucking ace it up fuck that. I got like 4 hours in. I wanted to cry. I wanted to cry.
I think you might have to try playing 5 first. Try playing 5.
Yeah.
That's like I wouldn't say it's the easiest Shin Megami Tensei game,
Less
but it's
difficult.
Definitely it's very much like, hey, Persona fans, play a Shin Megami Tensei. like these are just as good.
Do you think I'm gonna take it down if I just play a trailer in the background?
No, you typically don't.
Let me. That was loud. Okay. No, the fucking the video because it wasn't muted.
Gotcha. I can't hear anything. I can't see anything. So whatever you're doing.
Just type it in a bunch of hentai and shit.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So, yeah, dude. What else about this game? So, what about the social links, the bonds?
The bonds.
In this one, because I haven't really gotten to experience it yet. So I feel free to kind of go in depth with that for me.
Listen,
the audience here.
I like the bonds.
You can't bang anyone.
You can't bang anyone. You can't bang anyone.
I was gonna ask you about that. I was like, I heard that because I heard from like a reviewer that was like he casually just dropped it. He's like, yeah, you don't get to like romance any of the characters like in Persona, but
I don't know.
That's actually surprising. Yeah. I'm shocked by that.
How do you
feel about the bonds overall,
there is a pro to it though, because you're much more focused on like in Persona, you could have a character where you're like, oh, I really like this girl, but I don't really use like her bond stuff, but I like, I want to romance this girl. Whereas bonds, it's like, okay, this one, you try to do as much as you can, but you're like, all right, I'm gonna prioritize the guy in the yellow, Stroll, I think his name is. I'm gonna prioritize him because he's my heavy hitter. So like anytime his comes up, I'm like bang right there. Whereas like Persona, Persona has a lot more distractions, whereas like Metaphor, there's not as many. You know what I mean?
You still gotta level up like stats. You gotta level up your your social stats, which is royal virtues.
Mm-hmm.
So there is like a lot. There is still stuff to do, right?
Yeah.
Like how would you?
Oh, absolutely. Like the quest alone take up. So basically, once you get to after where you are, quests take days off. So sometimes a quest will be a day away or 2 days away. So you kind of have to sort through, do I want to focus on building these bonds right now? Or do I want to focus on doing a dungeon? I prioritize dungeons over bonds for the most part. But bonds are also cool too, because at one point, because bonds are also important to get to that next level, like what I explained before, like to get to mage to wizard, like you have to increase a bond.
Okay, because like I was actually kind of worried about it too, in terms of the archetypes, because I was like, like how do they get stronger? Like I was just a little confused.
The characters do get a little bit of a buff, but it's mostly focused on like the archetypes getting stronger and stuff like that. The characters get as maxed out as you let them. You know what I mean? I haven't gone to 24 hours into the game. I haven't gotten to the point where I have to switch out a party member, and now I'm kind of dreading possibly getting more party members because I'm so attached to not only these characters, but also investing in their archetypes and stuff like that. Like
investing in your fucking strategies with them.
Yeah,
it's just like, wait, shit. Now it's not like Persona where like usually it's only like 7 party members.
Mm-hmm.
This one, I'm guessing it's going to be a lot of party members because like the whole idea, if you want to get into the story, is that you are trying to become king.
Yep.
And you need to amass a bunch of followers. And there are at the very beginning of the game, you meet like a few characters that are very clearly like, oh, they got their portraits in the bottom left-hand corner. They're clearly going to be important characters. And then like the bunny girl, the fucking bunny bounty hunter.
Yeah.
I'm guessing she becomes a party member and she becomes the brawler.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. By the way, brawler is good too. So I right now what I'm trying to do is to do main archetype, so you can max out an archetype. Once you max it out, you can't max it out any further. So that I'm trying to now for some of my other characters to have them max out another archetype. So that way, if I have to ever switch, the other archetype isn't hilariously like under leveled.
Yeah. Yeah, you try to do an even split. That's what I was actually doing with my character's stats, because unlike in Persona, where the stats of like strength, energy, agility, magic, all of that's within the persona, it's within your character.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to do like an even split with my character. Like pretty much going like, okay, get everything up to 10 and then go up to 20, then go up to 30, everything all at the same time, as much as I can. I'm fairly positive that later on we can reallocate those resources, those skill points. I'm guessing kind of like in.
I don't think I've gotten there yet. So, well, I mean, hopefully that would be dope if that's the case.
Yeah, because like obviously a lot of games, like in Elden Ring, you can reallocate your stats to kind of change up your play style.
Yeah, it's probably later on in the game you're able to do that. Once you're further, once you have like a bunch of new characters, that like you can't have everyone in the same party. I think that's when they'll be like, okay, now you can reallocate if you so choose. But yeah, I mean, I would definitely like this game. You have to be so prepared. You have to like be on top of your game with preparation, which isn't new, like with the Persona series, but I feel like especially with this one, you have to almost be over prepared because you don't know like what the fuck is gonna happen in these dungeons. They could like even the side dungeons, they could easily fuck you up. But again, that's where the intel comes in, and that's where like that's really important to pay attention to. But yeah, I mean, so far, I guess story wise, I am so like, oh my god, when Final Fantasy 16, I don't know if it's the first game to introduce it or one of the, or just like, I don't know, but I like this. When you're in the middle of a cutscene, you could go into like the lore books and stuff like that, like instantly while a scene is happening. Like my first like 2 to 3 hours of the game was just doing that while characters are talking. They'll like introduce a new element in the story. I'm like, oh, I gotta look that up in the codex. Like I was just spending so much time in the fucking codex, just like reading. It's a really, really fleshed out world. Like you could even at face value when they explain stuff to you, like you still get a lot out of it. But like really going into the codex, it's just so a lot of thought came into it and stuff like that. It's really, really like the world building is fantastic in this game. It's like where Persona is like very much like very on the straight and narrow when it comes to like its lore and story and stuff like that. Metaphor is like there's all these different aspects of the world. Like it's a whole world. Like the map is huge.
This is Atlus's Final Fantasy, bro.
Yeah,
like, straight up.
This is what Final Fantasy needs to learn. It needs to study. It's not just it's dead. Just have real time action. Like. Look at what ATLUS is doing and be like, how do we incorporate this? Because I'll tell you this, Metaphor is like classic Final Fantasy upgraded to the degree. Like archetypes are essentially just jobs from like the first couple Final Fantasy games. Like you have your red mage, you have your white mage, you have your warrior, you have your brawl. Like literally it's like verbatim like Final Fantasy jobs. And like Final Fantasy now doesn't really care about jobs anymore, when that was like the coolest part of like the 8-bit era was like assigning jobs to different characters and stuff. So I think this is what I want Final Fantasy to be, you know?
For me,
but now we gotta remake fucking 7.
Shut the fuck up, motherfucker. I mean, that's what they were trying to get with, like, to quote unquote bring back Final Fantasy with 16, right? But they just went fully into the action RPG of it.
And it's fine. 16 is fun, but it's not really. I wouldn't call it challenging at all. Like I never felt pressed in 16. Whereas like with ATLUS games, you're like, oh fuck, I have to actually put in the effort in this one. Like I am so afraid. I've thought about maybe I should do Persona 5 on hard mode. I'm like, I don't want to stress myself out. I don't want to stress on an ATLUS game. I don't want to stress myself out. That's way too much stress for me.
Yeah, until you're playing fucking Nocturne like a dumbass. You're like, yeah, let that be my first Persona or my first
Shin Megami Tensei.
Shin Megami Tensei game.
Yeah.
I was just seeing a comment that was like, man, I started playing not on our stream, but like I was looking at the like Metacritic score.
Yeah.
And somebody commented being like, "This is my first Atlus game."
There you go.
How do you feel? Do you think this is a good Atlus game?
This is not only
first one?
a good Atlus game, this is a good JRPG introduction. This is like Persona 5. It's like if you want to dip your toes into a JRPG, these games are essentially made for that. Atlus can do it because for their like real veteran players, they have Shin Megami Tensei. This is like for the general public kind of thing. Like, all right, this is pretty accessible. Like Persona 3 was even easier than like Persona 5 when on normal mode when it launched. Like Atlus wants to get people to play their games, and if you kind of gatekeep them by making it like extremely hard, then people aren't going to really get into it. Although I don't know, because like a lot of people play Dark Souls too. I don't know if that statement is true. Well, a lot of people buy Dark Souls, and then most of them probably don't finish it, which I don't blame them either, because Dark Soul bullshit is Dark Soul bullshit.
Well, to me, JJ, that's different. Dark Souls isn't the same as like an RPG, like a JRPG, I should say, not like an RPG, because it is a role playing game.
Yeah.
Dark Souls. This is like, Atlus is, so to me it goes like certain tiers. Baby's first JRPG is Pokemon.
Yes. Yeah.
Like, let's be fucking real. It's Pokemon.
If that's your thing, if collectathons are your thing and stuff. I was never into that. That's why I never got really into Pokemon at all.
But it's a good first step because it's very simple.
Yes, it's good. It's good for kids. It's good for kids.
So simple.
Yeah.
You've got your Pokemon. Grass beats water. Water beats fire. Fire beats grass.
You got them impregnating humans, which is pretty tight.
Dude, that shit's crazy.
Crazy. I read that fire one or whatever, where it's like he disguises himself as a guy and kidnaps a girl, and like, dude, I was like, what the fuck?
Impregnates her, and she has like a Pokemon human hybrid.
Yeah, dude. Yes. Holy shit. And the sloth one is fucked up.
I don't know about the sloth one, dude.
Brother.
Because I try to stay away from the leaks. Like, I only just really looked at like the beta Pokemon sprites, because those are really interesting to see, like the designers like ideas of what they wanted the Pokemon to look like.
Yeah.
And I did to see them, and to like compare them to what they look like now is crazy. Like Mudkip, its original concept, the Mudkip now is like, it's like crazy how they went from like this bunny floating Pokemon to this like axolotl.
Yeah.
But with then after that, you kind of go into, with the JRPG, you kind of open yourself up. A lot of people go into two different ones, at least I think. In at least the West, Final Fantasy or Persona.
Yeah.
Those are like the big boys, the big ones. And then Final Fantasy, people, like for me, I started with 15. And I'm guessing a lot of people like my age started with 15. If they never played a JRPG before.
I started
with, it was accessible.
I fucking started with 13.
Sorry for that one, bro.
Yeah.
And then, or Persona, and everybody, for the most part,
everyone starts with 5 usually.
The data shows that everybody started with 5.
Yeah.
It's their most popular Persona game. And then you kind of just go wherever you want with that. Obviously, you can keep going down the rabbit holes with Persona and Final Fantasy, but then there's like Trails of Mana. There's a Dragon Quest. There's
Chrono Trigger is a great introduction to like classic RPGs.
There's fucking
Trails of Cold Steel.
There's not exactly an RPG, or like a traditional JRPG, but like what's it called? Why the fuck am I? How am I forgetting this fucking game?
Describe it.
It's the fucking game that like with sands and everything.
Undertale.
Yeah, Undertale. That's another great like not technically a JRPG, but like an
introduction to elements of RPGs.
Yeah, I'm looking at my list of games right now. yeah, you just start off with Pokemon and you kind of just go from there, and that's my story at least.
Yeah.
I started with Pokemon, then I went to Final Fantasy 15.
Hmm.
I went to Persona, Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth. There's fucking Like a Dragon in the Yakuza games
Yeah, those are good.
too. Uh,
And then you got your boy Kingdom Hearts. That's a great intro.
yeah, definitely should play that one, guys.
Absolutely. I don't know why you're
Yeah,
taking that tone of voice. It's epic.
yeah,
It's cool.
yeah,
It's got the best dialogue ever.
yeah. So cool.
Yeah,
So
it is cool.
cool.
I played Kingdom Hearts 2 again this year, dude. I love that game so much. It's
You're
so
crazy.
good.
You did not play it again.
I did. I played it again, bro. It's so good. Simple and clean. Actually, we're gonna get copyrighted if I keep singing these songs.
But yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
there's just and for me, metaphor is kind of like I personally don't think, like, from the 10 hours I've played so far,
Hmm.
I don't think this is like a beginner's first Atlas game.
I do.
I
Well,
truly
I
think
would say Persona 5 first. Yeah.
I truly think Persona is like the best way to get into Atlas's game.
Or hell, I would even say
And
Persona
metaphor
3 is a
Sorry.
good intro because it's just
Reload,
easier than
reload,
5.
reload,
Yeah, reload. Yeah.
reload, not the original.
Sorry. Yeah, no,
That
not
game's not
fucking
easy.
that one. No.
Persona 3 is not easy. When you start off the game, before you can actually command your teammates,
Mhm.
they were doing their own thing, and I was like, this better not be a fucking thing in this game. I better be able to control.
Oh,
every
that's right.
fucking
Yeah, the
aspect
original.
of my
Nope.
characters. I got so scared.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, I fucking hate this game if I don't get to control them.
I know. I was like that too. I was
thank
like,
you.
oh, fuck. But thank God once they unlock their archetypes, they can fucking do whatever the fuck they want. Or you
Yeah,
could control them.
control 'em.
Yeah.
I was like so fucking scared for that.
Mhm.
But dude, no, like I mean this is a really good game. I do not think it's like you shouldn't play it, especially if you're a JRPG fan. Like this is
This is a
like
must.
culmination. It's a culmination of everything.
Mhm.
It's got the deep, in-depth lore you can get from a Final Fantasy game.
Yeah.
Then it's got the cool aspects of the social links that you see in Persona. You see the awesome combat like you see in Persona and Shin Megami Tensei,
Yeah.
which they are just so fucking good at. And then they take an element of Final Fantasy 7 where you can fight in the overworld before you fight. You fight in the overworld regardless in Final Fantasy 7.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy 7's got that like ATV system, which kind of makes it a pseudo turn-based. But yeah, dude, just give me 1 second. I got a call coming in, but
Okay.
maybe we can start ending the stream soon too as well.
Okay. Yeah. I'll talk. Oh, dude, what else is there to say about this fucking game? This fucking game is like I can't stop playing it. It's almost like I've never been into like gotcha games or whatever where it's like it's a free game. Why the fuck would I pay money for this? But like if this was like a gotcha game, I would spend thousands of fucking dollars on this game. But Atlas, don't get the wrong idea from that. But fucking like it's just so like you just want to keep seeing what happens next, and the characters are super fleshed out. Like even though I'm only 24 hours in, like I'm still learning new stuff about these characters and stuff like that. It's such an amazing experience too to like bond with them and stuff like that. Like because with Persona games, you're like, oh my god, I gotta say the right things. Here, if you say the wrong thing, it's fine. You just don't get as many mag points, so you can like kind of ease up and relax a little bit with the dialogue options. Because with Persona, you're like, I gotta get this person to like me, I gotta get this person to like date me. It's like, but this one, it's way more laid back.
Dating.
Way more laid
dating.
back. I was just saying like it's less stressful with the dialogue options, where you can like, even if you pick the wrong option, it's not the end of the world. Whereas like with Persona,
I was a little worried about that because obviously coming off a Persona background, but I'm glad it's a lot more relaxed, like you said.
Yeah.
But JJ, would you obviously you recommend this game? I so far recommend this game. What do you look? This game's definitely 100+ hour game. What are you looking forward to for the rest of it?
I'm looking forward to the other party members. It's just all the different archetypes. Like I've unlocked pretty much every single one I've come across, and just seeing how they battle and stuff and experimenting with that. There's so much stuff to experiment with that. Like even like the food system you can experiment with. It's got like that Breath of the Wild type of like mixing food up and like getting new items and stuff like that. It throws something new at you every single area you go. So yeah, I mean, I'm just excited for it all, and I haven't completed it. It's only 24 hours, but this is my game of the year.
It's your game of the year.
Hands down. Hands down. Nothing comes close.
The Game Awards is going to be so fun to talk to you about. It's going to be like to see the list, to see what games are on there. Because like obviously at the beginning of the year, I was like, Persona 3 is my game.
Yeah.
But Metaphor is out, and so far, dude, I'm obsessed. Like I said before we started the stream, I was playing this game to the fucking last minute.
Yes.
Before we started the stream.
I was just saying how it's like I never understood gacha games. Like, why would you pour money into something that's free? And then I'm like, if this was a gacha game, I would be spending thousands of dollars in this fucking game because it's so fucking addicting. It's not even funny.
Yeah, dude, for real.
Yeah,
for real. But JJ. I know this was a short one just because we had so much fucking technical difficulties at the beginning.
Yeah.
But I also think Metaphor is a great game. I look forward to the story. I can't wait for what
overall
comes next.
Yeah,
it's so good. It's such a good story so far. So yeah, you were saying overall.
Overall, this will be the final thing that I say about this game. It's anime and it's pretty gay.